No importa lo lento que pueda ser el camino, mientras no te detengas en lograr quien quieres ser. A lo largo de esta pandemia, todos aprendimos nuevas formas de vivir, de ser y de trabajar. Sin duda, un desafío retador, pero también una oportunidad de aprender a mantenernos cerca de ti, porque lograr tu sueño de estudiar en Canadá también es nuestro sueño. Los retos de la vida no están ahí para paralizarte, sino para ayudarte a descubrir quién eres. En Canadá, ahora el futuro es más claro. Poco a poco la normalidad está de vuelta. Canadá te necesita para participar en su sistema educativo, laboral y para que seas parte de su economía. Vuelve a inspirarte en tu sueño de estudiar, trabajar y quedarte a vivir en Canadá. No olvides lo aprendido, solo hay un hoy. Todo empieza aquí y ahora. Hazlo con Class Education. Class Education presenta un espacio que te brinda información de valor referente a la amplia gama de programas y beneficios de estudiar en Canadá para que tomes la mejor decisión. Class TV. Queda con ustedes nuestro anfitrión, Bruno Perón.
Muy buenas noches a todos. Bruno Perón aquí saludándolos desde Canadá con un verano a todo dar. Estamos ya con sol, con calor en todo el país, así que estamos muy felices y muy contentos. Entonces, bienvenidos a este programa de Class Education TV. Como es costumbre, hoy estamos con otra institución canadiense que se llama Toronto Metropolitan University International College. Muy interesante oferta, van a ver. Vale la pena saber de esta escuela. Como es costumbre, les quiero comentar que estamos en vivo ahorita en Facebook, en YouTube, en LinkedIn también. El equipo de clase está allí a sus órdenes para tomar sus comentarios, sus preguntas y les prometo que voy a tomar la mayor cantidad posible de preguntas que tengan. Así que si las tienen, prepárense y vamos a tomarlos en vivo con mi invitada del día de hoy. Y aprovechando que están en las redes sociales, se nos pueden dar un like, un compartir, inclusive un subscribe, ¿no? Para seguir recibiendo información de lo que compartimos aquí, para ayudarles a tomar mejores decisiones con respecto a estudiar en Canadá, ¿ok? Antes de empezar, les quiero comentar rápidamente quién es Class Education para la gente que no nos conocen. Primero que nada, en nuestro sitio web tenemos un lobby, que es como una recepción virtual. Entonces, ya estamos ahí de 9 a.m. a 7 p.m. todos los días, de lunes a viernes. Si necesitan alguna pregunta, si quieren agendar una cita, nada más háganle un clic en el Zoom de Class y pueden agendar su cita o hacernos unas preguntas y les puedo contestar allá mismo en vivo lunes a viernes de 9 a.m. a 7 p.m., ¿ok? Y para decirles un poco más sobre quién es Class Education, para la gente que no nos conocen, les quiero comentar que somos una empresa canadiense. Somos una empresa que ya tiene 20, que estamos ya este mes celebrando nuestro aniversario 28, entonces tenemos 28 años haciendo eso, este tipo de servicio a la gente que desea estudiar en Canadá. Tenemos un equipo repartido a lo largo de la República Mexicana y estamos a sus órdenes para orientarlos en elegir la mejor escuela, hacer todos los trámites de registros, visado, hospedaje, y acompañarlos a lo largo de este proceso para que no se pierdan de nada, no se les olvide ningún documento, ningún aspecto de todo lo que implica ir a estudiar a Canadá, estudiar, trabajar y también quizás inmigrar a Canadá. Entonces estamos a sus órdenes y fue muy feliz este mes porque tenemos nuestro aniversario número 28 y con una gama de sorpresa, de descuento, de promociones especiales, que si quieren saber más de eso, están en las redes sociales, también en nuestro sitio web, o acérquense a Class para saber más sobre todas las promociones que tenemos este mes. A classeducation.com, ahí aparece el sitio web abajo de la pantalla. Entonces, si están listos para empezar con esta presentación, hoy vamos a estar con Toronto Metropolitan University International College. Es una institución pública ubicada en el corazón de Toronto, Ontario, Canadá. Antes se llamaba Ryerson University y ahora se cambió el nombre hace un par de meses y se llama Toronto Metropolitan University. Y el college que está dentro de la universidad se llama Toronto Metropolitan University International College. ¿Okay? Ellos imparten programas de pathway de un año, tipo fundación, para estudiantes internacionales que quieren acceder a la universidad. Es la mejor forma de entrar en esta universidad por esta puerta. Y les vamos a explicar el por qué. Ofrecen programas de Business Management, International Economics and Finance, artes, Creative Industries y Professional Communication. El salario promedio de un co-op en dólares canadienses es de $46,000 al año. Hablamos de 2,500 horas de trabajo, más de 16 meses de experiencia laboral. Es decir, que cuando haces este programa con esa universidad, tienes acceso a hacer prácticas laborales. Eso es lo que pagan las prácticas laborales y les prepara para el mercado laboral ya después de graduarse. Y escuchen este dato, 95% de los estudiantes graduados de esta universidad encuentran trabajo en los pocos meses después de graduarse. Esa es una cifra asombrosa, 95%. Ese 5% que no encuentran específicamente son gente que siguen estudiando después, quizás a otro nivel de estudios, o que se regresan a su país, pero de los que se quedan, haz de cuenta, todos se encuentran trabajo, ¿no? Y la universidad tiene convenio con más de 200 empresas para emplear a sus estudiantes una vez que están graduados. Entonces, una gran opción en la ciudad de Toronto, en el corazón de la ciudad de Toronto. Yo estuve allá con ellos hace un mes y pico más o menos, y la verdad que sí, es una universidad que se encuentra en el mero centro de la universidad, muy padre, una universidad ciudadana adentro del corazón. ¿Ok? Entonces, esos son los puntos más importantes que les quiero comentar, y para hablar un poco más de esos puntos y muchos más, tenemos nuestra invitada del día de hoy. Entonces, si están listos, prepárense y en un segundo más empezamos. Muy bien, perfecto. Entonces, con nosotros tenemos, bueno, antes de empezar, esta persona que nos va a acompañar hoy se llama Alena. Alena tiene un nombre un poco difícil para mí de pronunciar, pero se llama Alena Cabubilina, algo así. Entonces, did I say it right, Alena?
No.
I massacre your name?
Yeah, so it's Alena Kabibulina, but that's okay.
I think I was close, somewhat close.
Very, very close, yes.
Okay. Sorry. Anyway, Alena, your Spanish is a little rusty, so we're going to do this presentation in English. So I want to do a survey. Quiero hacer una encuesta con la gente que nos escucha para que nos digan qué tal es su nivel de inglés. 1 es principiante, 2 es intermedio, 3 es intermedio avanzado y 4 es avanzado. Para llegar a la universidad, aquí es importante entender que uno tendrá que tener un nivel 3 o 4, ¿no? Para estar en ese tipo de institución. Entonces, a ver si nos pueden ir contestando a la encuesta ahorita. Es en tiempo real. Si nos pueden ayudar a contestar para ir viendo si yo necesito hacer traducción o si podemos liberar la traducción, porque uno, no soy muy bueno en traducción y no es algo que me encanta hacer. Y inclusive para la gente que habla inglés, tampoco es muy agradable, ¿no? Escuchar lo mismo dos veces. Entonces, vayan contestando, les voy a dar unos 30 segundos más para contestar y vamos a ir viendo cómo estamos hoy. Y si sigue en ese rango de 75-25, voy a hacer algunas traducciones, pero no todas. Donde es más importante las voy a hacer, pero creo que podemos librarla en inglés. ¿Ok? Entonces, 10 segundos más para contestar. Mira eso. Wow, se está moviendo muy bien. Contestan, por favor, porque de eso va a depender en qué idioma vamos a hacer esta presentación de hoy. ¿Ok? So you can see, Alena, it's very dynamic. About 50% have an advanced intermediary level of English. 10% are advanced, so no problem. About
Perfect.
40% are intermediary. So we have a good mix of people, and 9% are beginners. So I think we will do this class TV all in English, and I will do some translation when it's needed. And I will ask you, Elena, not to speak too fast, and so we get everybody on board and we make sure everyone understands. Okay.
Okay, vale.
Okay. Muy bien. Entonces, en base a su respuesta y también al hecho que a mí no me gusta hacer traducción, uno, no soy bueno. Dos, no soy bueno. Y tres, no soy muy bueno. Pero más que nada también creo que puede alentar mucho la presentación. Vamos a hacerlo en inglés, pero sí voy a estar traduciendo algunas cosas, las cosas más importantes. ¿Ok? Y además, a los demás, pues les sirve también a ustedes para practicar su inglés. ¿Ok? Elena, now, welcome to the show. It's good to have you. We were just together last week in a special webinar, special training together, and it was lovely to find out more about you and of course about the Toronto Metropolitan University International College. And so the timing is perfect because we were together last week, and now we're together again this week, but through technology. Alena, you are an international student yourself, or you were an international student yourself, and now you work in the international student business.
Education.
Why would you say that the importance of arriving at an institution like the Toronto Metropolitan University International College, why start with a foundation program before going straight into the university? Why do you think this is so important? And why would you recommend this to the people who are listening to us today? Le estoy preguntando a Elena, ¿por qué la importancia de entrar en un programa como el suyo, que es un programa de fundación de un año, antes de entrar directamente a una universidad tan grande como es la Universidad Toronto Metropolitan? ¿Por qué recomienda eso a los alumnos? Porque ella lo vivió también como alumna internacional. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Bruno, first of all, and thank you everybody for your valuable time joining us today. And answering your question, I just recall myself coming to Toronto many years ago to study in Canada.
Not that many years ago.
It's more than 10 years already, actually.
Okay.
And I think it's quite a time. And I can tell you, Bruno, that the first year was very challenging. So quite challenging, even though my IELTS was on point, what the university required, and I felt like I'm fully ready. And if not my already now current husband, who arrived to Canada earlier, and we happened to be in the same group, that would be, I think, quite a big challenge. And I see a big value in this kind of programs that we're going to represent today. And it's not a really foundation, because it's more like an international year one experience, because students don't really waste money and time. And I think for international students, this is the most essential. We have limited resources usually. We have limited time, right, as international students. So we always want to be mindful of those resources. And these kind of programs, they provide like hand holding or soft landing. You call it transition, without wasting your time. Because after this 1 year of International Year One program, you progress to the second year, but you're fully ready, you emerge, and you're surrounded by other international students like yourself during this first year. You just with international students, and you're getting this extra support and services tailored for you and tailored for other international students like yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're right. And you won't believe this, but I also took that kind of program because I'm Canadian, but I'm not English Canadian. I am French Canadian, right? So
Okay.
I took a similar program when I arrived in Vancouver the first time when I was younger, and it helped me a lot because you're right. We think we speak English, and we do, but not at native level. And also, we don't exactly know sometimes how to write a paper, how to write a report. Um,
Exactly.
and also, some of the courses I took while I was taking that foundation year were also related to what I was going to study. I took a business course, initiated business course. I took a psychology course. So all this counted towards my degree, and it just simply prepared me better. It gave me much more confidence, and I didn't lose a year. When I started the university, I went into year two, which is the same thing as your program proposes. So I think it's just setting yourself up for success, having better grades. And when you have better grades, usually the university recognizes that, and they even give you bursaries or discounts or things, so it's
Scholarships,
just
yep.
and it's also it's easier on your brain. I love what Hermosillo Michel said. She says, my brain dies when I try to translate. That's pretty much what happens to me. Yeah. Um, so yeah. So you're giving yourself a chance. You're giving yourself the tools to have better success, and that I think is a very very big point that we need to make. Um,
For
so I'm
sure.
going to
And I
translate that.
want to add here that usually, students, when they come to Canada for the first year, imagine yourself when you need to study. Your parents have quite high expectations. Some students have to work, and we had students who would send money back home as well, so a lot of pressure basically.
Yeah.
And I remember myself because I didn't have idea of such programs, so I didn't go through these programs
Mhm.
like the International Year One. And I remember myself sitting in the class of 200 people the first year, right, with other Canadian students, and I was so intimidated to ask questions. I didn't understand everything, whatever professors required, but I always thought like I'm less capable just because I'm international student. If I don't understand something, I thought like maybe it's because of my background, my English, or whatnot. So these kind of programs, they eliminate this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and as you said, they give you confidence because everybody else is international, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Quiero comentar eso en español para que todo el mundo le agarre bien lo que estamos comentando aquí. La importancia de un programa de fundación cuando vas a la universidad en Canadá es enorme. Elena lo vivió porque no lo hizo y sufrió. Yo lo entiendo porque yo sí lo hice, aunque soy canadiense, soy de la parte francesa de Canadá, y entonces yo aprendí inglés como ustedes, ¿no? Entonces, obviamente lo domino muy bien y hice la universidad en inglés, pero después de haber hecho este año de fundación, y no solo es con cursos de inglés, son cursos de inglés avanzado, pero también son cursos de cómo redactar un reporte, un ensayo, cómo hacer investigaciones, cómo reportar tus fuentes de información en un reporte, porque eso es importante una vez que estás en la universidad. Y también hay varias clases que te van poniendo en este año que son revalidables, tanto que al terminar ese año de fundación ya te pasas directamente al segundo año. Entonces, no es nada de tiempo perdido, te da mucho más confianza. Son clases reducidas, son clases más chiquitas, porque como dijo
Hello?
Hola, se fue la luz en Canadá. Sorry, Elena, we lost power in Canada. I think we're on the way back.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, I
Hello,
lost
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I hope everybody can hear me. We lost power completely. I don't know what happened. This never happens, but it happened today. I'm going to try to reconnect on my computer, but all the lights went out. So
Wow.
really, really sorry about that. So the internet is rebooting. In the meantime, voy a terminar de decir lo que estaba diciendo, la importancia de los programas de fundación. Yo hice este mismo programa porque eran clases más reducidas, mucho más chance de interactuar con los profesores y básicamente nos da mejor herramienta para tener más éxito para entrar ya en el segundo año de la universidad. ¿Ok? Entonces, quería comentarles eso. Sorry, Elena, the power went out.
No worries, no problema. No problem at all. All right. Yeah, I think there is a bit of a power problems here.
Okay.
Yeah. Back?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes. Oh, good. Yes,
Can you hear
Bruno.
me now?
Yes.
Okay. So while the internet comes back here, can you go ahead and show us some pictures of the university? I know you have a couple of really beautiful pictures of the campus. Let's look at that while my internet is come back. It's coming back, but it's going to take a little while to reboot.
Sounds good. Sure. Let me just share my screen quickly, and I will show you all our beautiful campuses. So, Bruno, are you here? Should I start talking about the university itself? Okay, I'll take it as
you start with the pictures and then continue.
Yeah, sounds great. So yeah, I can. So what you see on the screen, basically, this is downtown Toronto. This is El Corazón de Canadá, as Bruno said, right? It's the center of the city. It's literally the busiest intersection of the whole Canada. And if you are somebody who is young, active, and who want to be an epicenter of action and be exposed to lots and lots of opportunities and build a second home away from home, then I truly believe, as a former international student, that Toronto Metropolitan University would be a perfect fit for you. Okay, and basically we own half of the downtown, we could say. So we have campuses right in the city center, 5 minutes walking distance from each other, and that's why you see several buildings here. So one of them is the Student Learning Center that you can see on your screen. Okay, and there are many, many more that are, again, a walking distance. Another thing, what I want to bring, just a little bit of my thought, that 80% of Canada's top jobs, they require a university degree. And this is actually a true statistics. So you can see it posted by Canada's Best Jobs. And I also invite you, as future international students, go to LinkedIn. Think of your future jobs and careers. Think of like what you want to do in the future, and basically find those people in your dream job. And you will see that most of them have bachelor degree from a respected university, or they have masters, and some even have PhDs. Okay, so why I'm saying this to you, I know there are a lot of short programs in the market right now, especially in Canada. There are 1-year programs, there are 2-year programs, 3-year programs. But trust me, if you're an international student like myself, you would see when you come to Canada that if you're ambitious enough, if you want to be paid, high salaries, if you want to be on top jobs, you would need at least 4-year program. You would need a bachelor degree. So this is one of my points. And for this reason, I'm actually doing my master's at the moment, part-time, while working and running a family, because I want to be on those top jobs as well. All right. I guess we'll continue. So a few words about Toronto Metropolitan University. It's quite a large university with almost 40,000 students. 40,000 students altogether. You will see quite a green space around our campus. We sometimes do orientations and other events outside. Regarding the rankings, the Toronto Metropolitan University, or former Ryerson University, it's basically in top 10 Canadian comprehensive universities, and also in the top 2% of the best universities in the world. Most of our programs have internships or a form of work placement, okay, which again, quite a great opportunity for international students. Why? Because we as international students, we have limited resources, and let's face it, let's admit it, right? So we want to work from day one, and you can do it when you are getting into the higher education program. So you can work 20 hours per week, okay? That's number one. And on top of it, you can do co-ops. Co-op is a Canadian term that is basically a work placement related to the major that you're doing. So let's say you're studying marketing, your co-op, your work placement, if you have it in your program, will be also in marketing. And university is fully supporting you finding those employers because Toronto Metropolitan University has up to 200 partners, up to 200 companies such as Google, LinkedIn, Shopify, and a lot of government jobs as well. All right. And of course, we have a business incubators. So we have up to 10 business incubators. So what it means for international students, basically, you can learn how to build this business or a startup during your studies. And each business incubator in our university is related to a specific industry. This is something optional. This is not mandatory. This is not part of your curriculum. But I really encourage all the international students to take this opportunity, because you can learn how to become an entrepreneur. You can learn how to build your own business. And if you're not interested in any of those, you can build your network, because real investors and other professionals, they come to the space because they know that it's a huge and quite developed space in Toronto Metropolitan University. Okay, so DMZ, for example, Digital Media Zone, is #1 university-based incubator in the world, and it's a former Google office. So you can see some statistics here as well. In 2019, more than 450 startups were incubated, and there were like 4,000 jobs created so far, and more than $750 million raised by the students. Okay, so which is again quite beneficial for our international population, as well as the Canadian students who are studying here. So I would like to share the video right now so you can have a feeling of the campus, and I will explain you later what you saw. I hope you will enjoy it. Let me just briefly share it.
Halfway around the world, in a country you've never seen before, and a city of over 6 million people, there's a special place that awaits you. It's home to a bench where you'll have lunch, a patch of grass where you'll study, and a tree where you'll nap. It's home to an incubator where you'll innovate, a skyscraper where you'll get your first job, and spaces where you'll unleash your creativity. It's home to views you'll gaze upon, experiences you'll get lost in, and memories you'll hold dear to your heart. And it's home to people who will walk with you, professors who will inspire your life's work, and friends you'll keep long after you've graduated. This place is your home away from home. This place is Ryerson.
Hi, Elena. Thank you
Oh,
so
hi.
much for just keep going. Sorry to perdona a todos los que están con nosotros en la transmisión. Digo, los problemas técnicos suceden cuando estás en vivo, pero pues thank you so much, Elena, for just keep going and just for keep just showing to the people the importance to study in Canada, in Toronto, and most of all in your institution. That is one of the most important in Canada. Actually, I just watching the video. I just wondering about the college, the Thomason College. That is one of the most important college in Canada about just the cooperative programs. Could you tell us about a little bit about that, please?
Sure, yes. So basically, before we move on, that's a great question, Jessica. So basically, what you saw right now in the video, it's a Toronto Metropolitan University itself. So if you choose to study with us, you will end up getting the bachelor degree from this university. But remember, when Bruno started this conversation, we were talking about the International Year 1. So this International Year 1 is called Toronto Metropolitan University International College. Okay, so it's basically 1 year program, 3 semesters, where you get the soft landing. So basically, you will have exactly the same courses as you would do during the first year, exactly the same, but it would be easier admission requirements. You will be in smaller class, up to 30 students. That's what we have. And we have those direct pathways from international college to the university year 2. Okay, so let me go through them with you. Basically, what we have 5 streams in total. So we have business management or Bachelor of Commerce. We have international economics and finance. We have arts programs, professional communication, and creative industries, right? And again, so you will see on your right the benefits. So the first year, again, the benefits: soft landing, extra academic and English support. So if you struggle with your English, that would be a perfect program for you. Even if you don't struggle with English, listen, we're all international students coming to Canada, right? So having a smaller classroom and extra support from academic advisors, from student experience team, that's always a benefit. And you don't need to pay anything extra for this kind of services. That's what we're saying:
Actually,
individualized advising, smaller classrooms, as well as guaranteed progression to year 2.
yeah,
Yes, Jessica?
actually, that's a very, very, very nice that you commented, because here in the comments, I see a lot of people that is interested in study, but they don't have the level of English that they require for studying your institution or any institution in Canada, because you need to have this high level of English. Do you have this like nivellation of English in your institution, or you have or they have to study in someone other place?
So what we do is actually the minimum requirement for us is 5.0 IELTS. Usually, in most of the higher education institutions in Canada, you need to have 6.5 IELTS out of 9. So we have it slightly lower. But if your English is even lower than 5, then I suggest you to study in some great Canadian English schools. I actually used to work in one of those. And trust me, if you come to Canada earlier, it's so much easier and faster progression with your English.
Yes.
Yes.
Elena, we have here Fernanda O'Neill, that is
Yes.
a student of
Psychology program.
psychology program. Sorry, I am a kind of little nervous because I never did this. So just let me introduce to Fernanda. Fernanda, are you here? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Thank you.
And you guys can talk in Spanish, so that's fine.
Hola Fernanda, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, Jessica, un placer y muchísimas gracias por permitirme la oportunidad para estar aquí.
Gracias a ti por estar aquí con nosotros y gracias por tu tiempo, por darnos un poquito y explicarnos un poquito de lo que trata Toronto Metropolitan University. Cuéntanos de tu experiencia, cómo ha sido tu experiencia como estudiante internacional, cómo ha sido tu experiencia desde la llegada, si estos programas han cumplido tus expectativas, si han ido más allá de tus expectativas. Cuéntanos un poquito más de ti y de toda tu experiencia.
Muy buenas noches a todos. Me presento, soy Fernanda O'Neill, tengo 19 años, soy de República Dominicana y comencé en TMUIC a principios de septiembre del 2021. El programa al que quiero asistir es psicología y sí, bueno, llegué a Canadá en enero, pero oficialmente comencé el programa en septiembre, como ya había dicho previamente, ya que por cuestiones de la pandemia, la entrada todavía era un poquito turbia, pero ya estoy aquí. Son 3 semestres en TMUIC que compondría un año completo antes de transferirme a Toronto Metropolitan University. Y nada, la experiencia desde que comencé, antes de llegar aquí a Canadá, ha sido sumamente placentera. Todas las clases que he tomado superaron mis expectativas. Claro está, un poco nerviosa porque vengo de un colegio que en Santo Domingo que sí es pequeño y bueno, ya las universidades aquí son algo un poco más diferentes a República Dominicana, pero no puedo negar que ya me siento mucho más preparada y segura ya cuando me vaya a transferir a TMU en el próximo semestre. Cuando llegué a Canadá en enero fue un poco difícil ya viniendo del Caribe, donde no hay un invierno, donde no hay nieve, pero sí me acostumbré rápidamente. Aún en enero todas mis clases eran virtuales, pero en mediados de mayo comenzamos nuevamente presencial, donde fue una transición sumamente suave y sumamente cómoda, por así decirlo, ya que los profesores estaban más que motivados para recibirnos nuevamente en las aulas, luego de 2 años de estar en casa. Ya tomé psicología, que es la carrera a la que voy a entrar, así que con la profesora que la tomé fue sumamente increíble, y todas las materias que he tomado, aunque no sean pertenecientes a mi carrera, sí me han formado ya una visión un poco más general de lo que cualquier estudiante puede esperar cuando entra a TMUIC.
¿Qué estudiaste tú en República Dominicana?
Yo desde pequeña he estado en 2 colegios. El primero en el que estuve fueron ambos bilingües y ya del que me gradué fue todo muy general. Todas mis clases las recibí en inglés, a excepción de español, creo está, y de historia dominicana. pero sí, al ser bilingüe tenemos una formación un poco más general de la historia del mundo, por lo menos mi experiencia particular, escribir ensayos en el formato MLA con citaciones APA, y bueno, nada, pero
Pero,
sí.
pero lo que tú estudiaste en Dominicana fue hasta preparatoria y de ahí fuiste a estudiar como la
Sí,
parte del pathway con
exacto,
Toronto Metropolitan.
exactamente.
Ok. O tú ya habías tenido estudios previos en Dominicana.
No. Inmediatamente antes de terminar el año escolar, antes de graduarme del colegio, apliqué para irme primero a España y después para venir aquí a Canadá.
¿Y cuál fue tu motivación para irte a estudiar a Canadá?
Bueno, no solo hablo inglés, hablo francés también, así que lo vi más como una oportunidad de crecimiento en mi carrera, en un futuro ruego que cercano. Y nada, otra cultura sumamente diferente a lo que estoy acostumbrada, y un ambiente para crecer no solo personalmente, pero también en materia de mi carrera profesional.
¿Y tú qué le dices a toda esa gente que está aquí con nosotros? ¿Qué le dices eh, que, que se animen, perdón, ¿qué les dices por qué sí deben hacer esto? ¿Por qué sí deben animarse a tomar un reto tan grande?
Definitivamente, no voy a mentir, da miedo, es algo que uno dice, voy a dejar mi vida, mi país, mi familia, pero vale la pena porque crecer y salir de la zona de confort de uno mismo no es fácil, y esto no solamente te da experiencia para la vida, pero te da experiencia de cómo manejarte, cómo aprender a crecer, y estar en una universidad como estar en el college, que es el pathway en CMIC, también te da una visión a lo que puedes esperar una vez termines, y nada es fácil en la vida, y para mí fue sumamente importante dar el paso de irme, porque crecer tampoco es fácil. Entonces sí, hay que tener miedo, pero como yo digo, es un miedo del bueno, del que uno nunca deja. Entonces, si se puede tomar, que se tome el paso.
Claro, y esto, y tomar este riesgo ha valido la pena, ha cumplido tus expectativas, el colegio ha cumplido tus expectativas, el país ha cumplido tus expectativas.
Sí, totalmente. El país, nada más se viaja de Estados Unidos, entonces llegar a Toronto fue algo sumamente maravilloso, ver la nieve por primera vez. La universidad, claro que sí, he hecho amigos que tendré dentro de muchísimos años y que nos reiremos de que, wow, el miedo que teníamos cuando llegamos, no hablábamos ni siquiera. No les niego que también tengo mi pequeña comunidad latina aquí en Toronto, entonces eso ha hecho de mi estadía aquí muchísimo más placentera. Entonces todo hasta el momento ha cumplido mis expectativas y las sigue cumpliendo.
Pues muchísimas gracias, Fernanda, por estar aquí, por tu tiempo, por tu testimonio, y pues que todo te vaya con mucho éxito.
Muchísimas gracias, y gracias a ustedes nuevamente por darme la oportunidad por estar aquí.
Gracias a ti.
Gracias, Fernanda.
Thank you, Elena, again. And I have some questions that the people that is attending the class TB. So I want to ask you some of the questions.
Sure.
Billy San, who is in Facebook, say the programs are for 3 semesters or 3 terms.
So the question is if the programs are 3 terms. Yes, so the program itself for the first year these are 3 terms, and you need to complete 10 courses. So it's quite standard. Every year there are 10 courses, but the first year we did it 3 semesters instead of 2. Why? Because you have less exams per semester, again, thinking about the international students.
Okay.
Jessica, if you don't mind, maybe I can just finish like a few words about the programs.
Yes, sure.
And then we'll go to the questions. So, as you already heard a little bit from Fernanda, we have psychology, and psychology, let me tell you, it's quite challenging to get into psychology directly. But through this international year one, it's much easier to get into this program as well as to study. And here at the bottom, you will see all the majors that we have. One of them is creative industries, and we have like international economics and finance, economics, and all of them. Let me just briefly go through a few of them, and you will have more clarity. But before I do this, I want to tell you that we still accept applications for September intake. Just be mindful of time because Canadian visa takes a long time sometimes. But I'm sure with class education, they are great professionals. So they always jump into everything. They support our students, and there is usually no issues there. But the processing time itself does take time. But let's say if you cannot make it to September, we also have intake in January and in May. So you can always join us throughout the whole year pretty much.
In which areas do you have availability for next September?
All of them, all the programs are open
Okay.
for September, January, and May.
Okay. Thank you.
So there is no really difference. So all our business programs, they're part of the kind of like a faculty, or we call them schools here in Canada. This particular faculty, business faculty at Toronto Metropolitan University is called Ted Rogers School of Management. Why we talk about our business program so much? Because this particular school is AACSB accredited. What it means that this accreditation, there are only 10 institutions in Ontario that have this accreditation, and less than 5% of institutions in the world. So it is very high and a top quality of these programs. And it's one of the largest co-op programs in Canada. What it means that you will be working during your studies, and you will have an option to do a work semester. What it gives you as an international student, it gives you an opportunity to basically find a job or get a job experience. Let me tell you my story. I came as an international student. I'm originally from Russia. My husband is originally from India. And we met as international students, as international students in a higher education institution. So we had to build our life from ground zero, from nothing. And I chose a program with a co-op, with a work placement. And I see a lot of benefits of such programs. Why? Because when I did my co-op, the company was so fascinated by my skills. Let me not be modest. So they offered me a full-time job. And they waited for me to complete my program. And I was working in that company for 7 years after.
And there is something very important and interesting to say about the co-ops programs.
Yes.
that maybe not all the people say, but is that at the same time that you can earn money doing your co-op, you can work also your 20 hours a week, and you have the chance to earn more money. Just not just for work 20 hours a week, but also with meanwhile you are doing your co-op, isn't it?
So co-op usually comes to 40 hours per week. It's like a regular full-time job, right? So yeah, and it does help students a lot. And most of the co-ops, they're paid, right? So the co-ops should be paid actually. And they should be related to the program and the major that you're studying. And don't be upset if a company would not offer you a full-time job. Why? Because if you graduate, you will see that even entry-level jobs, they require 1 or 2 years of work experience. And having this work semesters, those co-ops during your studies at Ryerson, at Toronto Metropolitan University, it gives you this experience. So you will have a chance to put this work experience in your resume.
Yes, and for and for have a major opportunity to being hired for a company just to get sponsored.
Actually, my employer also sponsored me. Yeah,
yes.
that's true. It does happen.
Yeah.
I went through all these different options, and yeah, it did work.
It's not a rule, but sometimes happen.
Yeah, it does happen. It didn't happen to my husband, but still, it didn't hurt him because he also did a co-op program. He had this work experience, that he could actually showcase to the future employer. So it does work perfectly fine for international students.
And there is a question that all the people or a lot of people do when we are doing these streamings. That is, the people that I earn meanwhile I work is enough to live, is enough to have to live, to pay for food, for have fun and that stuff. Well, we have to say yes and no. Lo que estoy preguntándole a Elena es esta pregunta que nos hacen siempre, que es si el salario que ganas mientras eres estudiante es suficiente para poder vivir en Toronto. La respuesta rápida es sí, pero no es para tener una como vida súper lujosa o súper, es para tener tener suficiente ingreso para tus gastos básicos. Puede ser vivienda, puede ser a lo mejor un cafecito por ahí, puede ser cosas simples, pero no para tener una vida como llena de lujos. Al final del día es un sueldo de estudiante, hay que recordar esto. Tal vez cuando ya tienes oportunidad de tener un mayor ingreso, y bueno, recordar que el salario mínimo en la provincia de Toronto es de 15,55, 15,50 la hora. Entonces, ese es el salario mínimo al que puedes acceder teniendo un trabajo básico que puede ser a lo mejor como, no sé, algo como de hospitalidad, como de mesero, o tal vez como barista en un Starbucks, o cosas muy, muy, muy básicas, que es generalmente los empleos que les dan a los estudiantes, porque pues propiamente es estudiantes, ¿no? Entonces, y además hay que recordar algo. Es verdad que Canadá, mientras tú estás estudiando un programa de educación superior, te da la oportunidad de obtener un permiso de trabajo mientras eres estudiante. Pero esto no quiere decir que sea la finalidad principal de estudiar un programa en Canadá. Tu finalidad principal es estudiar, y te dan como ayuda o como soporte para que tú tengas económicamente cómo mantenerte, el poder trabajar durante 20 horas mientras estás estudiando, 40 horas durante las épocas vacacionales o las temporadas vacacionales. Entonces, y después de esto, una vez que tú completas tu programa, puedes ser elegible para tener un PGWP o un permiso de trabajo hasta por 3 años, pero para esto tienes que pasar primero el hecho de terminar tus estudios, completar los requisitos que ellos piden. I'm talking about...
yeah, I understand.
Okay.
Yeah, entendió español un poco, pero no puedo hablar.
No, don't worry.
Yeah, this is a really good point, Jessica, and I just want to add to this that I want you guys to be realistic, okay? So there are a lot of questions always coming to us, like, is there any full funding scholarships? Is there any support? Will I be able to get this free? No, the answer is no. Why students are coming to Canada? Why international students? Why there are so many newcomers? Because you coming for stability, for a stable economy. You will be living in a diverse country. So where, like, I'm a perfect example of it, right? I am soy de Rusia, and my husband is from India, and we have 2 daughters who were born in Canada, right? So we would never find a similar place to live, and not even US, to be honest with you. We're always being compared. I have my neighbors next door. So right now we live in a house that we bought here. As international students, we were able to achieve this kind of, like, I would say, success. Not to be modest again, I'm sorry for that, but we have a family who just moved from the United States. They lived there for 10 years. And even though the company tried to sponsor that guy, they couldn't immigrate, So, and there, I don't see any other countries with so many opportunities for international students, for newcomers. So there is an option for you. So it's an option. Either you take it, you accept those conditions, or move on with other options, right? But again, I don't have any regrets because I still think that Canada is perfect for newcomers. It is the place that is most welcoming, diverse, with lots of opportunities. It's not cheap, but the level of life, the quality of life is there. So you do need to have money for your education. But when you do those co ops, when you do those jobs during your studies, you're able to cover usually the accommodation and meals. That's what I was doing. So you have to prepare yourself and your families for this kind of circumstances.
Yes, that's very important to just to clarify, because I see all the streamings that we do. I always see that the people ask, "Can I work? Can I just walk to work? Can I just go to have a visa?" And that is not like that. You can achieve all of that, but you have to keep some requirements that the government asks to the people that want to do that. And
Yeah, exactly.
gente, perdóname, ya está de vuelta con nosotros Bruno. Muchas gracias por la paciencia y muchas gracias por estar aquí, porque, pues bueno, los accidentes suceden y uno
Así es.
sucedió.
Gracias, Jess, por tomar mi lugar. Aquí pasó una micro tormenta y arrasó con todo y se nos quedó sin internet, sin luz, sin nada, toda la cuadra, pero sí fue un microclima, micro tornado. Sorry, Elena, we had a micro blizzard, or a micro twister, and so we lost internet back. I don't know what you talked about. I think I saw Fernanda gave her testimonial, and you showed your video, and you talked about different things.
Yeah, we
I'm
covered
really,
quite a
I'm
lot.
Yeah, I'm sorry we lost a lot of ground there, but I see some interesting questions, and if unless you have something pending, I'd like to take some of the questions. What do you think?
So let me just go through basic programs that we have.
Okay.
Just want to highlight, and then we'll go to the questions. I'll be quick, I promise.
Okay. Vamos a tomar las preguntas en unos minutos más. Aguanten y terminan un punto que terminar y tomamos preguntas.
Right. So as a business programs, let me go back to the slide. I will just show you the slide. That would be faster. We have, again, marketing, very popular. Real estate management, guys. So real estate is booming. Lots of newcomers and immigrants coming. So it's a lot of jobs in management of real estate. Entrepreneurship, as you understand, entrepreneurship is in the air at Toronto Metropolitan University because of the business incubators that we have, right? We have global management, HR, international economics and finance. This program is brilliant because it has mandatory paid internship, and we are in the financial capital of Canada. We are next to the financial district. So basically we have lots of guest speakers coming. It's a lot of interaction with the industry professionals happening. It is a place to be. Another interesting and rare program is law and business. Those of you who are interested in the corporate law, that would be a good fit for you. We covered psychology. Fernanda joined us, a perfect example. Sociology. Okay, creative industries. So what is creative industries? If there are any of you here on the call today who are interested in gaming, fashion, film, production, entertainment, and there are so many more, you can list a bunch of creative industries. That would be a right program for you. And it's the unique program. You will not see a copy of this program in US or Canada. Why is it unique? Because you can take two of the creative industries that you like by your personal choice, plus you will take courses on business and communication. Why the university does it? Because creative industries, you probably heard from the professionals who are working in this field, it's super challenging to find the jobs anywhere in the world. It's highly, highly competitive. But if you're taking this kind of program, you understand, first of all, not only one area. Let's say you're taking film, but also you're taking a production, right? Or maybe game design and fashion. So you can combine it with different other options. Plus, and you understand the business side of it. So you have more avenues, more options to get employed. I really fascinated by this program. And of course, the professional communication, which is perfect for those who like, social media, digital stuff, as well as journalism, all this kind of like public relationship. That would be a perfect fit for you. Over to you, Bruno.
Okay, so as you can see, lots of different areas of studying because it's a very large university in Canada. And so you can do your first year in different areas listed here below. You can take a picture of that, or you can see that video, that class TV on our YouTube channel after tonight. It will be posted there, so you can always go back to this. And you can also always get back and ask us about these area of expertise, ¿ok? Muy bien, entonces ya cubrimos mucho terreno. Esas son las diferentes áreas de enfoque donde que uno puede tomar en su primer año para después entrar en la carrera en la universidad. Y otra vez, la importancia del año de fundación, muy, muy importante para sacar provecho, mejorar nuestro inglés, pero sobre todo entender cómo es la vida, la cultura, la educación en Canadá y al mismo tiempo aprovechando, haciendo ciertas materias que se nos van a acreditar en la carrera. Entonces, no se pierde nada y nos damos, porque después de este año de fundación entramos en el año 2 de la licenciatura y mucho mejor armado para enfrentar lo que viene. ¿Ok? Muy bien. Vi varias preguntas. Y no sé ni por dónde empezar porque ya se me juntaron muchas, pero hay una de Hermosillo Michelle que dice, and we can bring our spouse. Dice que, me imagino que estás diciendo, I think what Hermosillo Michelle is saying is that you can go study, yes. While you're studying full-time, you can work part-time, yes. You can bring your spouse, because our spouses, I hope you have only one spouse, but anyway, you would bring your spouse with you, and your spouse can work full-time, no problem. And if you have young children between the age of 5 and 18, they can also study in the Canadian public school system, free of charge. Okay, so sin cobro, los niños también pueden estudiar en Canadá sin costo cuando estás en un programa con una institución pública canadiense en una carrera. Okay. Okay, I'll ask the team to put the questions on the board so we can read them. If you can, Jessica, please. Aquí están los beneficios de la visa, ¿no? Por los que quieren también tomar una foto de eso. Es un resumen de lo que acabo de decir, pero ahí está por escrito los beneficios de la visa canadiense. Okay? The benefits of the Canadian visa who offers to all international students. So you can just take a picture because we'll take it down or leave it up and then we'll take some questions. Okay. Pilar San, y después de esos 3 semestres, ¿qué pasa? Okay, so she says, after these 3 semesters, what happens?
Yes, so after the 3 semesters, you basically transfer to the second year of university and study for how many years? For 3 more years. So basically 4 full years of your bachelor's degree.
Sí, es una licenciatura de 4 años y al hacer estos 3 semestres es tu primer año ya hecho y te quedan 3 años para la licenciatura. Y como dijo Elena, al tener una licenciatura en Canadá de una universidad inclusive, perfiles mucho mejor para uno, mejor trabajo, mejores salarios y también una licenciatura te da más puntos que otros tipos de estudios en Canadá cuando aplicas por la residencia canadiense. ¿Ok? Muy bien, tomamos la siguiente pregunta.
Yes, and after 4 years of education, they get the work permit up to 3 years.
Yeah, the postgraduate work permit for 3 years, yes. I'm interested in the career of international trade from Alejandro Vidal.
Yeah, so perfect one. I suggest you in this case to consider our program either entrepreneurship or we have global management. Perfect program for you. We also have international economics and finance, so any of these programs, if you want, I really recommend you to schedule a call with class education so we can go through the curriculum. They can invite me to the call and we will talk about different options. Yeah. But certainly there is one that could be a good fit for you.
Yeah. Y les recuerdo, cualquier gente que está interesada en todo lo que se dijo hoy, inclusive cuando yo no escuché, no escuché más de la mitad porque estaba sin internet, pero todo lo que se comentó hoy, si les interesa, algo de eso les suena con ustedes, les resuena, por favor, llenen el formato de contacto que aparece en cada red social donde se encuentran, para que está abajo del video que están viendo, y para que tengamos sus datos y empezamos a hablar con ustedes. Y como dijo Alena, podemos hacer un Zoom privado con ustedes y con Alena para hablar más a fondo, ¿ok? Entonces, forma de contacto es la mejor manera de contactarnos, y o también tomar los datos de clase que aparecen abajo de la pantalla, ¿ok? Otra pregunta de Hermosillo Michelle. My English, according to TOEFL ITB, is 79, equivalent to 6.5 IELTS score. And the second half of a question is that enough?
It is enough. So the minimum requirement for us is TOEFL 60. So it's more than enough. Or it's IELTS 5.0.
Okay, so 5.0. So if you have a 6.5, she's ready. She's more than
Ready.
what we need. So no problem with that, Hermosillo, okay? Congratulations on your English level. Why May? I want to study in Canada, but I am just studying English. What process should I follow to study in Canada? It's not a very clear question, but I would say, May, first of all, get in touch with us. You can continue your English classes in Mexico or wherever you are, or you can do this online from Mexico with the Canadian institution, or you can do it in Canada if you want to do that. And the other thing you can do is you can start applying for the college or university that you wish for following semesters, because you need to apply ahead of time. So depending on your level, you may already have the level that we need for you to come in, and because your English seems to be pretty good from what you write here. So best advice would be to fill up the contact form on YouTube where you are, or take our contact information and let us take it from there. But you may have enough English already to go study in Canada. Okay. Which other question do we have? I am already a professional here in Mexico in the field of business intelligence and have a master's degree. Do I have to study a PhD or choose different path? From Hermosillo Michel.
You want me to answer this?
Sure. Let's answer it together.
Sure. So honestly, we've seen students who are doing a second master, just to get like a Canadian credentials and Canadian experience. That's what some students do. Sometimes they get other accreditations and designations, depending what you're studying. PhD, it's not really required. I mean, it depends on like what you want to do. Let's say I'm working in education. It is like, kind of good to have it if you want to go in some higher roles because it's academia, right? But it's not really a big requirement. Yeah.
I would definitely recommend a second master's or second area of specialization as opposed to a PhD. That's my personal belief. I think PhD is for doctors or for teachers or research people, mainly, I believe. So Hermosillo, I would recommend you do a master's or una maestría o un posgrado, inclusive. So I think you got a lot more merit in that. And like Elena was saying, you need to have Canadian credentials, okay? Experiencia académica, o sea, un documento, una revalidación canadiense es muy, muy importante, porque en esta validación también viene experiencia laboral, que es parte del programa, y es lo que te va a dar los puntos y la confianza para aplicar por la residencia, si así lo deseas. Pero definitivamente un segundo máster te va a dar mucho más campo e inclusive ingresos, ¿no? Y oportunidades laborales que un PhD. ¿Ok? Muy bien. Caleb Cortés, ¿cómo funciona lo de las becas para creative industry? Okay, how does the bursary work for the creative industry that you mentioned earlier?
That's a good question. Actually, we didn't talk about scholarships and becas. So basically, we have scholarships right now for September intake that you can still apply for. Is 2,500 Canadian dollars. I believe we may extend this scholarship and it applies not only to creative industries, to all the programs that you saw on your screen. I believe that we will extend it to January intake as well. So the best way would be apply through Class Education. So contact them, okay? The application to our institution is free of charge. And tell us through Class Education that you've been on this live webinar, that you heard about our becas, about our scholarships, and we would be happy to grant you if you qualify, according to our admission requirements, which is quite doable, honestly. Just, I think, apply. So most of the students, they just don't, they think they don't qualify, they don't try. Give it a try. You don't lose anything.
That's right. We have one more question from Pili San. She is, are you accepting Duolingo as a measurement of the English language?
Oh, yeah. We do accept minimums 85.
85 en Duolingo, Pili, ¿ok? Very good. Muy bien. Ya hay más preguntas. Bueno, vamos a igual y tomamos un par de preguntas más, pero les quiero comentar que Alena comentó algo de becas. Hay becas disponibles con la institución. Alena, did you, while I was gone, while I was going through my blizzard here, did you talk about these bursaries? Did you mention them in detail, or did you talk about the amounts?
No, so that's what I just mentioned right now, right? So our bursaries at the moment is 2,500 Canadian dollars for September and January intake for all the programs. And you just need to apply and let us know that you've been on this webinar live with Class Education.
Okay. And here's the good news of the day. We have $2,500 bursary from the institution. And being the month of June, between now and July 1st, which is Canada Day, by the way, we are in anniversary mode at Class Education because it's our 28th anniversary. And so we have all kinds of special discounts and gifts that we want to give you. It's funny, it's our birthday, but we're the one giving the gifts. And that's how it works, I guess. So if you want to take advantage of these are accumulative. So you can take the school bursary. We have different promotions, so you can put them all together and stack them all together. And at the end of the day, it could be up to $3,000-$4,000 worth of discounts. So I would encourage you to contact us, fill the contact form on your social network. Let's start the ball rolling, because these promotion for us anyway is only good until July 1st. Okay. Hasta el 1 de julio son las promociones del aniversario de clase. Cumplimos 28 años y tenemos descuentos en los coaching fees de clase, tenemos descuentos en el proceso de visa de clase y tenemos diferentes promociones con diferentes instituciones también que estamos otorgando. Y aquí con Toronto Metropolitan University International College tenemos una beca parciales de $2,500. Entonces, creo que vale la pena ya iniciar ese proceso. Así que contáctenos, los datos de clase aparecen aquí abajo y aprovechando esos descuentos que los pueden juntar y acumularlos. Entonces, creo que puede resultar en algo muy, muy positivo para ustedes. Vi muy buenas preguntas el día de hoy. Muchísimas gracias por sus preguntas. Y una vez más, una disculpa por lo que nos pasó aquí. Pasó una tormenta eléctrica y todo se cayó. Entonces, me perdí la mitad o más del evento, pero bueno, estaban en buenas manos con Alena. También supe que hubo un testimonio con Fernanda que no quería perderme, pero seguramente fue muy bueno. Y pues Jessica, que nos salvó aquí con su entrada y que nos acompañó a Elena. So we're almost done. Alena, thank you very much. We'll take one more question just because we like to take as many questions as possible. Hermosillo today has been very active. I hope we have your contact information, Hermosillo, because it seems like you're ready to go and we could certainly assist you. She says, can I take the second master's in Canada if I don't have a Canadian bachelor's?
Yeah, sure. Yes. Yeah. The answer is yes.
Yeah, your Mexican bachelor is what we need to get into a master's program. Or if you already have a master's, that also qualifies you to be able to take a master in Canada. It doesn't have to be a Canadian bachelor for you to get into the Mexican education. If you're in Mexico or Latin America, these education diploma also revalidated in Canada. Okay? So I hope that answered your question, Hermosillo. Espero que tengamos tus datos para iniciar contacto contigo. Si tienes cualquier otra pregunta, obviamente estamos aquí a tus órdenes y podemos seguir hablando. Y felicidades por tu máster y por tu nivel de inglés también, que se me hace que es muy bueno. Okay? Very good. Elena, pues, thank you very much. Thank you for stepping in while I stepped out, while I couldn't be here with you. I'm really, really terribly sorry about that. But I think, despite all that, we kept the same number of people that were listening to the call. So again, thank you very much. I'm happy we had the opportunity to talk with the Toronto Metropolitan University International College, an incredible offer in the heart of Toronto. And I don't know if you talked about it, but Toronto is the 4th largest city in North America after New York City, Los Angeles, Chicago, and Toronto. No? And then Toronto is about to surpass Chicago now. It's about to become the 3rd largest city in North America, a vibrant city, a very important city in North America, very important for businesses. And so lots of head offices are in Toronto, lots of work opportunities in Toronto. It's unbelievable the number of jobs required in Toronto right now and all over Canada, but also in Toronto. So it's a great destination, great place to live, great place to study, work, and why not as well to immigrate.
And build your second home away from home.
Exactly, as Elena has done it herself and her husband as well. They're both international students, and they both bought the product. They both bought it, right? So they're living there now. They're happy house owners, and they're living the life. And so congratulations on that, Elena.
Living Canadian dream, right?
That's right. That's right. We always say the American dream is move north to Canada. So now exactly. It's our dream now. So, okay. So muchas gracias a todos. Y muchas gracias a todos por sus preguntas y otra vez una disculpa, estamos a sus órdenes, ahí tienen los datos de clase abajo. Me despido con eso. Elena, I don't know if you have anything else you wanted to share before we call it a night.
Yes, sure. I just wanted to say a few words. I want to say, don't procrastinate, guys. If you made up your mind that you want to try yourself in a different country, my only regret, personally, that I didn't do it earlier. The sooner you come, the younger you are, more opportunities are open for you. There are more options. There are more chances that you're going to network better. You will surround yourself with the right people, and you will do, I think, much, much better than what we did, as international students. And we are here at Toronto Metropolitan University International College to support you, of course, with the help of Class Education and their professional team. Thank you. Gracias. Gracias muchísimo.
Very good. I didn't know you spoke Spanish.
I actually studied Spanish for 4 years during my bachelor's, so I understand everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so we have to be careful then what we talk about in front of you.
Exactly.
Okay. Very good. Okay. Pues muchas gracias otra vez. Thank you very much for the Toronto Metropolitan University International College. Thank you, Elena, for your time. Thank you for the class team for this thing and for improvising while this whole thing went down the drain. But I think we saved it nicely. Muchas gracias a todos. Yo me despido. Nos vemos el próximo jueves, que va a ser un día antes del Día de Canadá, el primero de julio. Y aprovechan esas promociones que tenemos ahí para el aniversario de clase. Son buenas y son acumulables, así que no se lo pierden. Y como dijo Elena, no procrastinan. No sé si eso es una palabra en español. No creo que lo es, pero no se demoran. Inician ese proyecto que les puede simplemente cambiar la vida. ¿Ok? Nos despedimos y yo les veo el próximo jueves a las 7 p.m. hora de México para nuestro próximo episodio de Class TV. Muchas gracias a todos. Buenas noches.
Gracias. Hasta la vista.
Adiós.
Yo atribuiría el éxito de Class Education básicamente a 3 cosas. Primero, la gran experiencia que tenemos en el mercado, que son más de 10,000 alumnos que hemos enviado al extranjero a través de los 27 años de experiencia.
Pues conformamos un equipo responsable, amigable.
Saber que la educación siempre trae grandes beneficios.
Se siente muy, muy satisfactorio formar parte de cambiar la vida de una persona.
Class Education ha demostrado que en tiempos retadores, cuando se trabaja en equipo y con un gran liderazgo, se pueden lograr cosas muy grandes.
El negocio de Class Education claramente es apoyar a la gente para ir a estudiar en el extranjero, pero el verdadero impacto de lo que hacemos es literalmente cambiar la vida de la gente.
Me apasiona el hecho de ver las caras, que ahorita es por Zoom, pero es el hablar con los estudiantes o con los papás y que al final me digan, al final de esa llamada que me digan, me aclaraste todas mis dudas.
Lo más satisfactorio es cuando pues un estudiante te dice gracias.
Y el empatizar con los papás de yo he mandado a mis hijas, te entiendo como papá, y saber qué es lo que están buscando para sus hijos, creo que eso fue el match perfecto que me hizo quedarme en clase.
Lo que diferencia el equipo de Class Education para mí es el hecho que tenemos un gran compromiso hacia el servicio.
Una de las cosas que más me gusta de estar en Class Education es que las crisis que otros ven, nosotros los vemos siempre como áreas de oportunidad.
Es algo súper enriquecedor. Si bien pues todos tenemos un trabajo, una labor, aquí es el trabajo de cumplir sueños.
Trabajando con el equipo de Class Education me siento súper bien en el día a día porque todos somos individuos que buscamos lo mismo, que es hacer crecer a nuestros estudiantes.
Me sigue emocionando, me sigue dando una emoción increíble cuando sale su visa, cuando ya tiene su vuelo, cuando le damos la plática de salida.
Emocionados, te bendicen y te dan las gracias por haberles ayudado a hacer su trámite, por haber cumplido su sueño.
Con Customer Experience lo que queremos lograr es no solamente que se quede la guía en el proceso desde que tú nos contactas hasta que tomes el avión, sino que vayan más allá y que ya que estás en la escuela, si tienes algún problema, dudas que puedes tener estando ahí en la escuela, que nos busques, que nosotros te ayudamos a tratar de resolver todo eso.
Si alguien necesita apoyo de otro departamento, nos apoyamos. Ese es el objetivo de clase, porque necesitamos cambiar una vida de una persona.
Pero creo que cuando trabajas en equipo y escuchas a tu gente, puedes reinventarte, que fue lo que hicimos en este caso. Nos reinventamos, nos fuimos a la parte online.
Hemos estado innovando a raíz de la pandemia, todo el tema de mayor exposición en redes, el tema de estar presentes en los webinars.
Yo describiría Class Education en 3 palabras: pasión, experiencia y seguridad.
Amistad significa compañerismo y significa sueños.
Calidad, experiencia y cambio.
Profesionalismo, compañerismo, es una familia.
Líder en el mercado, es confiable y sobre todo seguro.
Class Education es respaldo, experiencia y pasión por servir.
En Class Education todos estamos conscientes de la importancia que es hacer realidad los sueños de las personas.
Así es que no lo dudes, hazlo con clase.
Hazlo con clase.
Hazlo con clase.
Hazlo con clase.
Hazlo con clase.